And why do we call it the I? What is an I? What you have to do is put yourself aside and assimilate to a make-believe white mainstream reality, white people included. Some people call this white supremacy. That's incorrect. It's just called white racism. Words create reality. The more words I see, the more reality I can see. But this is how white racism gets us every time, through words. Words are not reality. Words are not a reality. Words are not a reality. Words are symbols of reality.
And evolution is living up to the names I'm given.
What is an I?
Feel yourself.
What is an I? What is
And evolution is living up to the names I'm given.
Revolution is giving love to the change I am living.
And introvertedness means if I speak up, I mean it. So if you call me angry, you haven't fucking seen it. Cause churches never provide a purpose or told me I'd earn my feathers. But sure as hell told me that I'd burn forever. And before 51, it was a crime to sing. Sometimes there are no words to define a thing, so I went ahead and named myself a mind with wings. And what's more dangerous than a dragon thinker, burning, waving, flagging, wagging finger? Cause you left it up to us to drag the river? That's the cost of lost love and all we've ever heard before. So what else can the conqueror afford other than the word of war? All my brothers went to war, but only some became troops. We're from the same cloth and not from the same noose. From the torturous history they skipped through in class, bowls of fire leaving your flags in scripture with ash.
Letters rearranged to spell words that I cast. My prayers sharpen sound waves like lightning flash. Feathers of the same flock, we were plucked, then placed in lies. Our home was ceremony, but we've become strangers over time. So I draw lines like bridges. See, I am seeking reconnection. I'm an artist like fuck you and your whole entire system. The antithesis to supremacist narrow roads of thinking is driving love forward through indigenous ways of being. That's empowering. That's listening. That's taking only what you need. That's giving back to cycles, because is there really death in legacy? When church has been pink band-aids on brown people gutted deep, when you're tired of covering up wounds in the third degree, I find camaraderie in the diasporic seekers, the depressed and the outcasts, the poets and the healers. And it's something our hearts never were. History's nothing if our parts never heard. It's in our art, our loving, and it marks every word.
And when I came with sharp words, they weren't to sever, but to carve lessons in the air so we learned together. And it hurt so much to learn I was naive prior, that I believed liars. Told me I'd burn forever, now I breathe fire. And refuse to represent naive pride while any role in white society side ensures a proper identity die. For a free country, you sure are letting me decide. Cause without supportive legislation, I doubt I'll afford an education. Thus I know I'm oppressed. I know more of the Tao lead pyre. I know I'll burn in hell. I know more of the Tao breathe fire. And I know some natives will lose their ID just to pad their wallets. I mean, that's all I see when you grab their college. How could you be free if you only had their knowledge?
So we use the art of word because it's grassroots, newscast, healers in a cave, medicine in the booth, hoodie or hat. Adorn my dome. I draw embellished crowns. Because we got hot-headed rage, remind you to cool out. Keep growing into your dream of consciousness in streams. I decide the melody. Homie to my left, we hunt for depth in conversation, gather our gift of gab to flood this entire nation. And it's something our hearts never were. History is nothing if our parts never heard. It's in our art, our loving, and it marks every word.
And you force us to tell you who we aren't every day. This is to keep us lost and forgetting who we are. But mark my words, I am